But I know, it looks fine to run. Sometimes that looks like the path to take, right? I mean, we justify it like, it's open, like the trundle was slid out. I can just make my way under. The doors are open. God is good. I found my way. My heart's desire, it's there. It's always there. I promise you, when you decide to run from God, you got a little tempter helping you along the way. Oh, if he should see you turn your back on God, I promise you, he's going to make a way open for you that's going to look good, right? That's going to look like it's meant to be. Always it does. Be careful with this. Just because the door's open don't mean you're supposed to be walking through it, because you got an adversary out there who will more than be happy to lead you down the wrong path. I promise you. He'll open doors that should have been locked on you because you decided not to walk towards God. You decided to run from him instead. Look what I'm saying. We've seen it. Jonah played out. Jonah 1, verse 1. Then the word of the Lord came to Jonah, son of Amittai. Go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it, because its wickedness has come up before me. Like, that's what God's directive is towards him, right? But Jonah ran away from the Lord. He didn't say yes and press into God. He ran away from the Lord. And wouldn't you know it, and luck would have it, right? He ran away and headed for Tarshish. He went down to Joppa, where he found a ship. Must be God's will. I found a ship. I don't want to do what God said, but lo and behold, there's a ship going away from the very place I didn't want to go. It must be a sign. It must be what I'm supposed to be doing. And we found a ship. You always gonna find a ship when you run from God. I promise you. Or God's decrees, or his directives, or his ways, or his counsel, or his law, or his grace. You always going to find a ship. I promise. How I know? Because you're gonna have a helper there. You and your old lady get in a fight and you run out, I promise you, it ain't gonna be too hard to find a girl. It's just not gonna be. Why? Somehow, some way, you're gonna find a ship. And it may not be the ship you wanna be on, right? This ship may get you into all sorts of trouble. The storms may swirl like crazy. You may be going into a tempest there, right? But you found a ship. When the whole time you should have had your butt at home and you wouldn't have to worry about the storms welling up on you. But you found a ship, so you just, it must be. And you reason to yourself, you talk yourself into it, it must be God's will. I found a ship. You always gonna find a ship when you run from God, because you got one who wants you to run from God. Why? Because if you run, you impotent, you powerless. He can get you into a whole heap of trouble, and he can bring you out filthy with it, because when he gets you on board, baby, you ain't coming off easily. You're going to be in a whole world of trouble. The storms are going to well up, and you are going to have a hell of a time getting off. Dun-dun-dun, no pun intended. So I want to caution us that just because doors are open, walking away or running from God does not mean they are ones to walk through. Be careful. Be careful, like your heart better be turned, because problems follow. Because when you crawl in those little hidden holes, when you get into that darkness, you don't know what's under there. My son had no idea he came out so filthy with it, right? You have no idea the trap you about to walk into when you run from God. And you ain't coming out clean from it. I'm sorry, you're not.